Hey, hey, everybody. Happy Thursday. It's almost the weekend. That's exciting. We get Hot Miss Hattie this weekend. My little cutie patootie. So won't be posting much. How that goes. See if I can get this going here. Alright, as you jump on, say hey. Hey, Miss Sue. How are you, lovely lady? Get this pinned in here. So I've had a wonderful day. Me and Mr. B went to Lowe's for a little walk. Whoops. Keep doing that. So he was ecstatic because he likes his walks. Give it another minute and see if anybody else wants to jump on. Yeah, I'm pretty good. Pretty good. Took B for a walk today. We went to Lowe's. He likes going to Lowe's. He gets a lot of attention when he goes there. So I think that's why he likes it. That and they have treats. So we went there and we went to the lobby. Had to pick up a couple of things. And then I came home and tried to do some stuff, some chalking. And you ever have one of those days where whatever you touch just turns to poop? I was having one of those days. So, hopefully that has not continued to this evening because I would be very upset if I messed this pillowcase up. So, I figured, well, I think I will take a nap and then start my day over, and maybe that would help. So that's what I did. So hopefully that all worked out earlier today and I don't have to worry about it anymore. So, let me grab my mat real quick. I left it a little further out of my reach than usual. So, I would appreciate it if you would share. It's like my little tip jar. Lets me know I'm doing a good job. Please feel free to ask questions, comment, even if you're watching the replay. And I will get back to you and answer your questions. So, like I said, we're going to be working with the rustic wreath. Well, the pillowcase. The beautiful canvas pillowcases that Couture offers. They come 2 in a pack. And they're 17.5 by 17.5 square. And you get 2. So that's pretty awesome. And then I've got my ink mat. The ink mat fits awesome in this and helps you make sure you have your surface locked down. Thank you, Miss Sue. I appreciate you sharing. Make sure you got your surface locked down because you don't want it slipping and sliding everywhere. So these are great because they have an adhesive on them. And that is the little replaceable sheet that you can put on it. And so what you do is you just kind of bend it over like this. Mine's well loved. So, and these are reusable, just like the transfers. And they work great in these pillowcases. Perfect fit. So when you're doing your pillowcases or any other kind of fabric, because I've done t-shirts, with my t-shirt, I went ahead and I pre-washed it just in case it was one of those fabrics that likes to draw up on you and shrink. And I ironed it. So these are not machine washable. You want to spot clean them. So this hasn't been in the washer. But I did iron it to make sure that I have a nice, smooth, flat surface. And we are going to be working, as I said, with the rustic wreath, which is a really awesome transfer. You have your basic wreath with your leaves on it and everything, and then you have other embellishments for it. A couple little flowers and wreaths, and leaves for it. So that's pretty cool. This is a size D transfer, and that means it is 18 by 18. So it's a pretty substantial transfer. And as you can see, I haven't used it yet. And then we're also going to use the Home Sweet Home. And this is a 9 by 9 transfer. So we're going to lay our wreath down, and then I'm going to put the Home Sweet Home in the middle. So I think that's going to be super cute. And then I think I'm going to do it all in this pretty gold. This is our gold ink. And this is the 2-ounce jar. And if you watched me before, I've told you that all our inks and pastes, as we run out of the 2-ounce containers, are going to be transitioning into 3-ounce containers, which is awesome. Get more bang for your buck. Even though this stuff goes a very, very long way. Especially the inks. You want to kind of use them sparingly as you're applying them. So let me plug up my iron. So the requirements to work with inks is a little different than the paste. The inks are a lot creamier, and it's a thinner kind of consistency. So you're going to have to allow for drying time. And to speed things up, I use a blow dryer like I do with my chalk paste if I'm doing layering. Excuse me. But we're also going to have to heat set it so that it is a permanent application. And so I have my iron heating up. So I'm going to prep this. And like with all your transfers, you cut on your cut line. If there are multiple pieces in the set. And they have conveniently put those there for you. So just break your sheet down. Alright, and then get this one done. So I have a sip and chalk scheduled for Saturday night. Keep thinking today's Friday. For Saturday night. And so I'm just prepping some example stuff, and this is going to be one of them for that party. So if anybody's interested in hosting a sip and chalk, just put in the comments interested in, or host, and I will get back to you. Or you can go to my website, which is in the comments, and you can email me. Hi, Peg. I don't see you on here, but hey. So, like always, you have your front side, which is your glossy side, and that's the side that you put your transfer back on after you've washed and dried it. So the paper side, you want to make sure, especially like in my kitchen, I have a dimly lit kitchen, and sometimes it's a little hard to tell which side is which. So always mark the back. You can either put back, or you can put what the transfer set is, which I like to do because I tend to work with multiple transfer sets at one time. So it's helpful for me. Hey, Peg from Arizona. Thanks for watching. You're not showing up on mine, but I'm glad you're here. Give me a thumbs up or say hi or something so I know you're there, because I'm only showing one viewer. So, all right, and with these larger pieces, my recommendation with how to take it off your carrier sheet is, instead of pulling the transfer off of your carrier sheet, pull your carrier sheet off of your transfer. And they're super sticky. As you can tell, my hand is sticking to it very well. And doing it this way and doing it slowly will help prevent it folding over on itself. Because if it folds over on itself, you're going to have to take it to the sink and very, very, very gently, very gently let it work itself out with the water. You don't want to pull on it because you will ruin your transfer. Alright, so I'm just going to eyeball this. And unlike when we are working with the transfers on other surfaces, how we fuzz our transfer because they're super sticky, when you're working on material, you don't so much have to worry about that. So I'm just going to try and get it laid out and get all my air pockets out, which can sometimes, with these larger ones, sometimes 4 hands are better than 2, but we're going to work it out. It is possible. I've worked with bigger transfers than this all by myself. So just takes a little time and a little patience. So I'm going to smooth out our transfer. Remember, you want to top to bottom, side to side. You don't want to go like this because this is like fabric. And if you pull it on the bias, you're going to stretch it out. So, and we don't want that. And another tip, if you're working with the pillowcases, you don't really want the zipper on the top. So be mindful of where, when you're putting down your transfer, if it's something that's like a word, and it would be noticeable if it was upside down, unlike this wreath, it could mess it up a little bit, you know, aesthetically, because you don't want that zipper at the top. So just be mindful of that. And because I have a good amount of space around this, around the silk screen part, I'm not going to worry about taping it off. I'm just going to take my time and hopefully not mess it up. You know how I am. I am messy. So, we're gonna, this is the first time I've opened this gold. Isn't that pretty? I'm digging it. I'm still not showing anybody but you, Miss Sue. I don't know what's going on. Now I'm not even showing you. Where did you go? I have the worst luck with technology. Alright. So as you can see, it's a lot creamier than the chalk paste. And just give it a little stir. Don't need much. And I think I'm going to use my small squeegee on this. And I have white on the back of it. I want to make sure I don't have anything else on it. I think that's ink. Thought I cleaned it off really well. Guess not. So I have my pan of water off to the side. My pan of water is not going to be big enough for this wreath form. So over to the side, I've set an old towel that I don't really care anything about. And when I pull this up, I'm going to lay it down on this towel until I can get this to my kitchen sink and wash it off with warm to cold water. And it should be fine because the chalk ink, the Couture ink, does not dry as quickly as the chalk paste does. So I'm not going to stress out over it too much. And with the towel, until it's heat set, it'll wash right out. So I'm not worried about that either. Alright, just making sure that my screen print area is locked down nice and tight. And as I said, I'm just going to lift this corner up so it's not completely locked down when I go to grab it up. Okay. Make sure that's down. The inks, you want to go sparingly. Because if you slap on a whole bunch, you might end up getting bleed underneath your silk screen. So, and always start off of your silk screen area. Whereas usually when you're doing the chalk paste, I just dab it right on it. And you don't want to do that, especially when you're working with the inks and material, because the material is going to soak that ink right up. So you just want to start it off of your screen print area, and pull it into it. And we're just concerned about getting our design. You don't need to wipe it all over your transfer. And as you can see, I'm using very little. And pulling it through. I think this is going to turn out gorgeous. Hey, Jess. How are you, Ladybug? You don't want to pull real hard. You don't need a whole lot of pressure. You just want to apply it in like a 45-degree angle. Just kind of swipe it across. It's not a big deal. You can swipe a credit card. You can do this. It's not hard. Makes everybody an artist. Even me. And if you don't know me, I'm a hot mess. So, trying to pull up some of that excess that's everywhere and pull it into my design. And just dabbing off of my area and swiping it through. Oh, great. You gave me a bunch of dates. I think the only date I have for Great Bridge is the one that's coming up. Oh, I think you said there was another one. And I'm doing good, Jess. Thanks for asking. I appreciate you joining. So, and another thing I like to do is I like to go back in all directions to make sure I got good coverage. Especially if it's a coarser weave to it, like a burlap. Try to go back in different directions, make sure that you're getting that coverage that you need on it. But again, not too much. You don't want to apply too much pressure because you're going to get another thing is make sure you check your hands before you touch anything. I've made the mistake of that. So, and like I said, these are light material. You can start it on the corner, but really what you want to do is you want to pull from top to bottom, bottom to top, or side to side. You don't want to pull on the corners of it. And this is a little more difficult because I should have zipped up the zipper on this. And that's what's making it pull off, so. Ta-da. And it folded over on itself. And you do not want to pull it. I will use this as a teaching. You do not want to pull on this because it will ruin your transfer. So the easiest way to do that, to get it fixed, is to take it, like I said earlier, and run it under lukewarm to cold water and just let the pressure of the water pull it off by itself, and you're in business. So that's turned out pretty nifty. I got a little, I didn't get in there real good, so, but that's okay. I can take one of these leaves, and once I've got it dry, I can lay it over it and cover up my little mistake, because that was mine. So I'm just going to use my hair dryer, or if you have one of those crafting heat guns, you can use that. But this is, your ink is still wet, so if you touch it, it'll smear. So I'm just trying to get pull some of the moisture out of it to where it's not tacky anymore. And then I can layer over top of it at that point. So I don't necessarily have to completely heat set it to continue to work on it. So, and I'm sure y'all cannot see this on this video, because I have horrible lighting and I'm using my cell phone, but this gold is stunning. It's very pretty. I'm excited. So that's going to get me a good start on that, and for it drying, and I'm going to work on the center. Hi, Michelle. I am not seeing anybody but you and Jess on here. I don't know what's going on. I've been having so many problems with my lives lately. It's probably me, more than likely. But hey, to whoever's new on, say hi, so I know you're here. Give me a thumbs up. My name's April Cheney. And this is Chalk Couture by Sweet Sassafras Designs. And we are working with ink tonight. Alright, I just want to make sure that's dry because my transfer is going to lay over top of that. I think that, does that look straight, y'all? I think I might need to move it this way. I think that looks straight. I tend to eyeball everything. I'm not one for breaking out the ruler and all that stuff, so. So we're going to take down put our Home Sweet Home down, making sure that we're getting all around this silk screen area locked down. That's all we're doing. I appreciate everyone hanging out with me tonight. If you know friends that are interested or would be interested in doing some wonderful things for themselves to add to their home decor, please share this video. I would greatly appreciate it. All right, I think I got it down. All right, here we go. All right, got that dabbed up there. I appreciate you calling everybody out, Miss Sue, because I can't see anybody but you and Jess on here. So, Oh, hey, girl. I didn't know who it was. So we're just making pillow covers tonight. Tip in there so I don't want to use that whole bit of squeegee on that side, because I know I will go off of the transfer and mess up my pillowcase, because that's how I roll. Hey girl, hey, I see you now. Yep, got a comment, because even in my, when it tells me how many I have watching the video, I still only have 2, so I don't know. It's times like these I wish my boys still lived at home, because they know about all these technical things and they could probably figure it out in like 2 seconds what's going on. So, who is dying for warmer weather? I know I am. I am so over it. I don't normally complain. I really don't. But it's like winter just does not want to go away this year. It's crazy. Did you get your magnolia bush all straightened out? Or your tree? It's a magnolia tree you have, Miss Sue. At least you got a little outside time. Me and B we sat on the porch for a little bit today. But my poor flower bed is chock full of weeds. I'm doing real good at growing those. Alright, a little bit more. Oh, you got your grass mowed? That's awesome. It's like a swamp here. Can't get anything done. Alright, now I'm just looking. Seeing if I have any spots that I missed. Or that are a little light. At the end of that H. I'm just taking the residual that's on there. And we could use a little more right there. And right there. And I think we're okay. Alright, let's have a look-see. We'll try and pull down this time, see if that is a little bit better. Oh, thanks, Miss Sue. I'm digging it myself. I wish we had a dragonfly, because dragonfly is my thing. I am actually highly allergic to bees. Alright, so how stinking cute is that? That is so awesome. So I'm a little light right over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the tip of my squeegee And I'm going to dip it in. Trying to be as careful as possible. And just kind of fill in a little light spot. These inks take a little extra for the process than the chalks do, and they're less forgiving, but they are so worth it. Yeah, I had to put a hat on because y'all don't want to see my messy hair today. Messy hair don't care. And the bottom of my H. It's just little spots that I was kind of a little light on, so just trying to fill them in just a little bit. Sometimes it turns out really cool, especially if you're doing something really rustic. That kind of faded look it's awesome. Looks really good. If you missed a spot. That's another thing. If you things don't turn out super perfect the way you want them, all you gotta do is call it rustic and you're good. Alright, I think we're in there. So we're going to hit it with a blow dryer. Alright, I think we got that enough. And that's another thing with the transfers. You don't want to, when you use the blow dryer, you want your surface that you're working on, whether you're working with the chalk, the ink, on canvas, on a chalkboard, whatever, and you use a blow dryer, you want to make sure that your surface goes back to room temperature, because you don't want to lay your transfer back down on it, or try to ink or chalk over it. So let it come back, and with the mat, the sticky mat underneath, it might take a extra minute or two for that to happen. So just be aware of that. So like I said, I'm going to try and cover up my little spot where I went way too light, and that's something I can't fix. And all I'm going to do is just eyeball this transfer, or try to eyeball this transfer, and put it right over top of that spot. Knock down that screen. So does anybody have any big plans for the weekend besides me? Anything exciting? Take my excess, put it back in my jar. Easy peasy. Pull this transfer up. And again, we'll start it at the corner, but we're going to work our way over. There we go. Fixed our little boo-boo. And just put my transfer in my little water bath till I can get it to the sink. Face side down. And let's see, what else can we put on here? Got some little flowers we could use. What do you think? Want to use a couple of little flowers? Oh, you're going to the craft show on Saturday? That should be fun. Are you shopping? Alright, so this is an itty bitty one. I'm going to try and be very careful and not go off my transfer. And just going to dip that in, starting off of the silk screen and pulling it in. And pull that up. There's a little itty bitty flower. And I'm going to put another one over here. And I'm just going to press it down, straight down, to lock it in, because I don't want to rub it because it might shift it. So, and again. I need a smaller squeegee, would probably be best. Perfect. Alright. I got ink on my fingers, so make sure get it off before I touch anything. I think I'm gonna put another one here. And as you can see when you're working with this ink, and you can do it with the paste, but you got to work a lot quicker. If you're real careful, you can pick up your transfer and lay it back down on your same project. And before you put it in your water bath. All right. I'll put that one in there. And then what else are we going to do? I think I'm going to use that. Let me use this leaf one. Just to make my wreath look a little fuller. Alright, got that down. And again, I'm going to try and shift it around so that I can get this design. A couple of spots on my pillowcase. excess. Oh my God, it's so pretty. Do you not love this? I love this. I like sparkly things, so it doesn't surprise me that I love this. The silk screen of the dragonfly. Was it an old transfer of Couture? There's a lot of retired ones that, oh, I would love to have back. Love, love, love. Did you see the picture of May's Club Couture that I posted? Oh, mine is in oh, you found it at Hobby. Oh, so it's what brand is it? Goodness. So my Club Couture transfer, and if anybody doesn't know, Club Couture transfer is something that designers get a month in advance of the public, and we get to showcase it for a month before it's available to customers and everything. But if you're someone that wants to get it when it's released to the designers, let me know. Be happy to have you join my team. Alright, so I wiped off my lid, the lip of my jar, so that way I get a nice tight seal on it. And I think I'm done. So I'm going to hit it with a blow dryer to make sure that it's dry enough that I can handle it, and then I will take parchment paper. Please do not use wax paper. Use parchment paper, and you want a piece on you want to remove your sticky mat, and you want to put your parchment paper under there, and you want to iron on medium heat for 4 minutes on each side. So 4 minutes on this side, turn it inside out, place your parchment paper on the inside and over top of your design area, and press the inside for 4 minutes. So parchment paper on both sides, and both sides ironing on medium heat for 4 minutes. So, see, there's other designers that have taken, like, apparently there's a lady on TV, she's pretty famous, she likes to cook and hang out with Snoop Dogg. She has a line of stuff. I don't think you can get it at Hobby Lobby or anything. I'm not sure where you can get it from. But she's taken they're supposed to be like silk screen transfers. and done comparisons to them. And I was actually looking at that stuff today because I was thinking about doing a comparison video on the products. And but it's with paint. So I wanted something, I think the famous lady that likes to hang out with Snoop Dogg, I think hers is a chalk product, if I'm remembering correctly. But the sets I was looking at today were used for paint application. And so I didn't really want that. So as soon as I run across them, I think I'll pick something up and then we'll do a comparison video on a live one time. Because other designers, the girls that have done it are pretty honest about stuff. And they just haven't worked out as well as Chalk Couture. So, you know, that was their thoughts on it. But you know me, I don't follow the pack and I have to know things for myself. So I thought about doing it. And once I run across them and I have time, I will do so. So like I said, I'm going to blow dry this and then I'm going to heat set it with our canvas pillow covers. These are to be spot cleaned and you can't throw them in the washing machine. But I did an adorable t-shirt for my granddaughter for Easter. And as soon as I heat set it, I threw it immediately in the washing machine with detergent and with fabric softener. And it came out just as I had just done it. So I'm really super excited about the inks. They're doing what they say they're going to do. So I'm down with that. And just a little sneak peek, I couldn't wait any longer, and I did a little project yesterday. And I'm going to pick this up and try not to mess it up. But that's what I did yesterday. On the other side. It says to spot treat them. So I don't know about dry cleaning on these, but that's the recommendation from Chalk Couture, is to spot clean them. So you can probably take it to a dry cleaner and see if they could do it. I'm not sure. I haven't tested that out, so. But there we go. I appreciate everybody joining me. And like I said, please share. It's like my tip jar. And lets me know I'm doing a good job. And invite your friends to come watch. If you know people that are crafty and like to do things for themselves. Or, you know, they need pieces for their home and they're not quite finding what they want, because it's not the colors that match their decor. They can easily pick up a transfer and a couple of paste and have it match their color scheme perfectly. So, again, appreciate y'all watching. And we'll see you next Tuesday. Night, y'all.